Welcome. Today is Sunday, the 17th of January in the year of our Lord, 2016. My name is Stephen French, and I am the self-styled fighting preacher, and this is my Sunday sermon. My congregation is the free-thinking people of social media. Before I begin my sermon today, allow me to give you the final update on Project 89K. Project 89K was a project that I was the engine and energy behind, that we run from the 18th of December 2015 up till Saturday the 16th of January 2016. It was a gift for Christmas to house, feed and shelter up to a dozen homeless people at a time. And our reward was fully realized yesterday when myself and some friends of mine, ex-cons, got a van and moved Alicia and Kane to their new flat in Booton. They have a washing machine, they have a fridge, they have a microwave, they have a plasma TV, they have everything a young couple starting off could want. And that has been our reward for our selfless efforts. All those that were involved in Project 89, two people particularly come to mind: Pam Aradovic and Lee Kelly. Without those two, it wouldn't have gone forward. But now we've taken the building back and we can return to our commercial enterprises. Today, I'd like to speak to you about the intrusion of privacy. A friend of mine, a Facebook friend of mine, came online and told me that she'd been getting asked questions about me. How long have you known Stephen French? Do you feel intimidated by Stephen French? Well, this is because I'm quite outspoken, and I point and shine a light where those who don't want a light to be shone. As a process of that, I set myself up for excessive scrutiny. My telephone calls are listened to. I'm followed on regular intervals. Yeah, and Merseyside police are itching to return me back to prison. So much so that they lied to the probation services in order to have me at a fixed location every time for the next until December this year. What they fail to realize is I'm the most robust character that you could ever meet. I don't consider myself to be a hard man. I don't consider myself to be the baddest man around. But what I do know is I have an inner strength, and I will not yield to these people. Yeah, they are masquerading as protectors of the light when really they are defenders of the dark. That is my own honest, true opinion, yeah, right, of the high echelons of Merseyside police and the administration that run our city. And we, from the black community, are fed up being their scapegoats. How we are dealt with in the black community: they have 1/3 of us on charges, 1/3 of us in prison, and 1/3 of us waiting our turn to go onto that roundabout. What I am fighting for and what I am struggling for is to be free of that cycle, to break free of the criminal cycle that has been placed on us. I was not born a criminal. I was made a criminal by a society that didn't care and an administration that needed a scapegoat. We were as welcome in this country in the early 60s and 70s as was the Romanians of today. But I shy away from the racial issue. And the reason why I shy away from the racial issue is not because racism doesn't exist, or not because I fear to speak about it. It's because it's a broader spectrum that's happening now. Yeah, because I used to blame white people for all my problems. It just turns out to be a ruling elite that happen to be white. And they're now doing it to their own race. And those of you who believe I'm a conspiracy theorist, you just have to look around you. You just have to concentrate and read between the lines. Come onto social media. Don't take what you get from Sky News or the ITV or the BBC. They're all controlled. And the information that you're given is modified to get you thinking in a certain way. Now, I could broach international subjects, but I want to concentrate on here at home, on what's happening in our own city and the problems that we face here today. I, for one personally, getting off the roundabout, I wish no help from local or central government. I will raise my own revenue and I will do all the broad projects that I've outlined over the last few months are now coming to fruition, and I will see them implemented in January and February, and I will start to make a difference in the lives of young people through education and training, music and sport. This is how I intend to affect social change at a grassroots level. Now, you may say to yourself, well, who the hell are you to think that you can do that? All I will say to those that do not support me, that a 10,000-mile journey starts with the first step. I'm attempting to take the first step to affect social change in the lives of my own community, in the lives of my own Merseyside, because those that have been put into a position of authority, your politicians, your councillors, bankers, police, judiciary, and the clergy, are all failing the young people. And rather than seeing the young people as a symptom of the problems, they rather label them as the cause. And labeling the young men as the cause, I feel, is totally unfair. Now, we could jump up and down and make a lot of noise, but the authorities are ready for that type of activity. What we have to do is we have to band together, make grassroots movements, and look after each other. Look after each other, make work and employment for each other. Because if we wait for these people to do it for us, it's never going to happen. It just never going to happen. They're only interested in themselves. And the gap between the haves and the have-nots becomes wider and wider and wider. I had a lot of time to think when I was away, and I decided that I would come out and attempt to live a selfless life. I'm not a perfect individual, and I still make a lot of mistakes. But the only way that I will be ushered back into prison is by abuse of process, or by corruption. There is no criminality left inside me. There is no ulterior motives or devious plots left inside me. I am practicing rigorous, brutal honesty, and at times, those who believe that I am a selfish man don't realize the selfish way that I'm behaving, and I don't do it for accolade. I don't do it for glory. I do it because I'm on a journey of atonement. I've deconstructed the individual that I was made to be. I am struggling and fighting to be a decent human being. I'm struggling and fighting to set an example for the next generation. I'm struggling and fighting to make them not face what we have had to face. And when I say we, I mean members of our black community, which is also now affecting the white communities in the surrounding areas. Poverty on the rise, hunger on the rise, and all while the rich get richer. I'm not suggesting revolution. I'm not suggesting anarchy. I'm suggesting social change within the parameters and frameworks that are set for us, but from a grassroots level in order to affect those around us. If you feel that that's something that you can support. If you feel that that's something that's worthwhile, I'd like to thank you for your online support. I'd like to thank you for giving me the time to talk to you. That's all for this week, and I'll speak to you all